Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. Still here in Florida. This is my third different location. I do apologize, the lighting was a bit of a shambles in yesterday's video. I was watching it over. I am doing my best here just to improvise while I get things set up. So thank you for your patience with that. And for all of you who are tuning in from wherever you are around the world, I want to welcome you, especially those who have been with me from the beginning, the regular watchers, and you know what to do. Smash that like button. That helps get this content out to more people and helps to support the channel. I really appreciate that. Love all the comments and questions. Keep those coming. I'll get back to those as quickly as possible. And if you want to join our ever-growing community, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe and you'll be notified anytime that I post a new video. Okay, we're going to jump straight into some of the news cycles that are there. First of all, we had a Bitcoin miner bankruptcy, and it was indicated, a few analysts were saying that possibly there was a bit of a sell-off of Bitcoin before they went for bankruptcy. I don't know how much Bitcoin they had and how much they sold, or if they're still holding it, but it's certainly a possibility that there was a bit of a sell-off there, contributed to the dump we had over the last couple of days there. But while selling was going on with Bitcoin, there was some panic buying. While you were scared, someone just bought 191 million worth of Bitcoin from Coinbase. Smart money is still buying these dips. And of course, if smart money was selling these dips, I would certainly consider the bull market narrative and where we are in the bull cycle. But while smart money is still buying the dips, I believe we should be doing so as well. And I have been doing so, buying these dips as they happen. BlackRock bought the dip in today's flush. 110 million of leveraged longs were liquidated in 60 minutes, and BlackRock added about 3,500 Bitcoin. And so BlackRock is still accumulating this dip. And talking of that, the average BlackRock price, every time we've come down to the average, not the average Bitcoin buying price overall, but the ETF is sitting right about where Bitcoin is at the moment. Isn't this fascinating that every time we come down to where the average BlackRock holder has, that the price rebounds? Dipped a little bit under here and there, but it kind of V-shaped recovery pretty quick out of there. What are we going to see? This will be very fascinating to see around the 59,400, which is the average BlackRock holders price that they have accumulated Bitcoin. So let's see what happens from here. I just thought that was a really fascinating metric, and I wanted to share that. I'll certainly be interested as Bitcoin is sitting around about that price. I think it's just a little bit above that price right now. Okay, 65,000 was a place that I have indicated in my video yesterday that was crucial for Bitcoin to get above. Well, even more crucial when you think 6 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts will be liquidated at 65,000. I think 65,000 is locked in, just like I think 70,000 is locked in, because there'll be even more shorts liquidated there. It's just whether we go down first before we go up to there, or whether we just go straight up to there from here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what shakes out in the market. We do have the hash ribbons, certainly indicating a local bottom, and I'm prepared to say that we're absolutely at the bottom. Not quite yet, although that BlackRock average buy level certainly leads me to think that we're pretty close to the bottom, if not at the bottom. And look, I have called these local bottoms the last two times, on the July 4th crash and on the early 4th, 5th date that was crash. I did come out and produce videos that said I believe they were both local bottoms at the time, and they turned out to be local bottoms. Not prepared to call this one yet as a local bottom, but certainly stay tuned with my videos. And I only put these videos about once a day. If you want more regular interaction with me, you want to join the Discord, the Stocks with Josh Discord, the best community on the planet. I know I'm biased, but there are some pretty incredible people in there. You can sign up by clicking one of the two links below in the description of this video. There are two links there and two different plans that you can sign up on, and I give regular updates and in that channel. Also, Bitcoin is consolidating near the all-time high inside a bullish continuation pattern. How is this bearish? I mean, we've been in here for quite some time, and this is a bullish pattern, and it's just not the time to be bearish right now. I think these are just buy the dip opportunities. Obviously, if we were to break down from here, we would certainly readjust our thinking on that, but while we stay in that pattern, remain bullish. Okay, certainly for short-term holders, things have not been very bullish. They've been bearish. Short-term holders are in a loss, and generally they tend to panic sell, unfortunately. And so they're currently negative at 3.4%. So they've got more coins with losses. And so people that are selling now are selling at a loss. They bought at a price higher than the current one. I don't know, when Bitcoin gets to 100K, people are going to look back and go, why did I sell down here at 60,000? Make it make sense. But certainly, there's certainly some panic and some fear, and people have sold in a loss, and that obviously contributes to more short-term downside in the market. Okay, so just a lot of fear going on there. And I think this is a good post, which kind of, here's the problem with crypto right now. Everyone wants the price to go up. Yeah, me. But also everyone's cashing out their profits to protect the capital in hopes of buying lower. The math ain't mathing. And that's so true. At some point, you're too aggressive with your profit taking. The price is never going to go up. It's going to stay in a range. And then it eventually breaks out, and you're not going to get that chance to buy low. The way I look at my portfolio and saying, if price left here and never came back, am I okay with all the levels that I've accumulated my coins at? If not, I need to rethink and look at my strategy and say, okay, is here a good place to buy for this coin, and this coin here? Okay. But certainly there's reason to have a bit of fear in the market. Maybe not right now, but we know that Warren Buffett has been selling off a lot of stocks. And the Buffett indicator, I thought that was really interesting as a ballpark measure of how expensive stocks are at any one point in history. It's now sitting at 200%. And Warren Buffett himself said if the ratio approaches 200% as it did in 1999, you are playing with fire. I do think there is corrections coming in the stock market. I'm not saying that they'll come today. Certainly, it would be interesting seeing this metric, how soon after we hit the 200% was there a drop-off. If it was back in 1999, it might be interesting. If somebody has that metric or somebody knows how to look that up, that would be very, very interesting. I also have stocks listed in my cheat sheet, which is a link in the description below. You can see the stocks that I've been buying, the levels I've been buying them at, and also the levels that I've been taking profit at as well. Now, I thought this was some bullish news. Oh, I love all the Kaspa bulls are going to love this. Where are my Kaspa bulls at? Give me a shout out in the comments if you've been accumulating Kaspa. And the Mara CFO Salman Khan says Kaspa is a bet. It's an opportunity to create more value for the shareholders with profit margins up to 90%. And so I thought this was a great little, you can look at this. Thank you to Mr. Kaspa at Kaspa Guru. You can watch this little interview here on Kaspa. And also I thought there was quite a good comparison here between Ethereum and Kaspa. And I'm not going to go through the whole thread. And this is one of the reasons why I sold my ETH HODL position. I still hold ETH ETF, and I still have an ETH swing trade position. So I'll still make profits if ETH goes up. And I was already up 400 and 700% on ETH positions anyway. So it's not like I sold it and lost. I sold it in significant profit. But certainly this is a great read here on why Kaspa is growing and why ETH has been suffering here. But because ETH moved from a proof of work to a proof of stake, ETH no longer has miners backing it. And so it's lost its strength compared to the last cycle. You know, you have Sol on the block, which is quick and cheap. You have Sui now also taking some market share. And ETH has really lost a lot of its community to the meme coin space because, look, we bought meme coins on Ethereum, on Uniswap. Now everybody's buying on Solana. So people are not buying Ethereum to use as gas, those things. So it's quite a good little read. I'm not going to go through the whole thing there, but there is quite a lot interesting of proof of stake. You can see Ethereum not been going so well, proof of work, Kaspa. Certainly, I sold my TON position, my entire TON HODL position for some Kaspa and some more Tau, maybe some other coins as my the six that I identified a couple of days ago in the video. And one of the reasons is just simple for this, and I will come back to this, is that if you show the price of TON with a market cap of SOL, you show TON going to $27. That's not bad. That's about almost a 5x. And certainly it could go a little bit higher, because if it goes higher than the current market cap of SOL, that's if it gets there. But if you look at actually Kaspa, I think the potential for Kaspa to, if it gets to the market cap of Solana, it will do a 17x. So I'm putting my money where I feel the better project is. I feel has a stronger tokenomics. So better project, stronger tokenomics. And I feel that TON is a little bit too reliant on Telegram. And obviously there's been some issues with Telem. So I think the risk is higher there. However, TON is still in my cheat sheet. I still think it's going to have a great bull run. I just think Kaspa is going to go better. And I think it could go better. It could go 4 times better than TON. That's why I've moved my TON coin rolled a lot of it into Kaspa when Kaspa dipped down into that 15-cent range. And I have more buys set up on TON. More buys set up for Kaspa around 14 cents as well. Talking about projects that I really love at the moment, Sui has been doing absolutely fantastic. And certainly the lending protocols on Sui Network have reached new all-time high of 400 million in TVL, total value locked there. And also Sui is just behind Solana here as a growth chain here. It is rapidly gaining. And I certainly think with Sui's capped supply, this is one thing. Look, Solana is my biggest holding. And Solana is my biggest holding because I got in the last bull run around $12, $13, rode it all the way up to the top. And I got in again in this bull run around $15, rode it all the way up, and will continue to ride it all the way up. But Solana doesn't have cap supply. They can keep adding Solana to the supply. It becomes inflationary and keeps price diluted. It dilutes the price. Sui has a cap supply, so therefore they cannot continue to add new tokens to the supply. So I think long-term, Sui could end up being the Solana killer. We'll see what happens there. Maybe Sui will end up being the real ETH killer, but certainly it's a growth chain. It's moving. Obviously, it's got a long way to go to catch up to Solana, but Solana has had a fairly big head start there as well. Talking about also, there's been a lot of discussion about rate cuts. I've seen a lot of posts out there falsely saying that rate cuts mean the market is going to dump. It's not true. Recessions cause market crashes, not the Fed cutting rates. And I did share yesterday, I did have a look, do some research that, just read it here. Since 1991, market rate cuts led to 2 times the market went down. 2 times. 4 times it went up. And the last 2 times that we had rate cuts, the market went up. So don't listen to these those that are saying, hey, the rate cut's going to mean the market's going to crash. Really, it's a bit of a coin flip, but certainly 4 out of 6 times market going up, 2 that it went down. And so certainly it could go down. It could, and historically it has gone down 2 out of 6 times. So it's a bit of a coin flip. So it's really that recessions was market crashes, and really what are we looking at as far as from a recessionary environment? It's the unemployment rate has moved above its 36-month moving average. The last 10 times it ended in a recession. This time is not different. This is a really great thread, and I would really encourage you to check it out. Game of Trades. Be a little bearish, I have to admit. So just read those posts, but certainly there's some great information here. He's not saying that it'll happen straight away, and certainly the market isn't concerned about it yet, because we're certainly not at levels yet. Talking about how 1952 this happens 10 times, and it ended in a recession each time. The initial jobless claims, but it'll be very interesting to see what happened. We aren't too worried until claims exceed the 260K level. Anyway, it's a fairly long thread, so I'm not going to go through it here, but just look that up. But just do know this is why I have take profit levels in my cheat sheet, and also for stocks and for crypto. It's important to take profit on the way up, either rotate that capital back in or remove that capital completely, or do a little bit of both. I do a little bit of both when I'm taking profit. Some of that capital just needs to come out of the market, and some of that capital I look to reinvest. But certainly I'm looking at making my portfolio smaller. I don't want to have too many coins. I want to have more liquidity in less projects, and I want to pick, and I feel I've picked quality projects. If you want to see those 6 coins that I have identified, yes, Kaspa is one of them. Yes, Sui is one of them as well that I have gone over. Certainly check out my video that I posted a couple of days ago where I identified those. And just wrapping up the show today from the news perspective, and then we'll look at a couple of charts here. Finally, yes, we have the Hamster Airdrop September 26th. I'm not holding my breath. This has been a bit of a mess. These guys were meant to do an airdrop a while ago, and then I read news reports about conflicts amongst the founders and the leaders and the management and those that invested in it. And these usually don't end very well. They're either just going to say, hey, we're done with this and let's just airdrop everything. They did say they were going to airdrop 60% of supply. I think there's just too many people that are going to get an airdrop, and I just think that dilutes it. I do have a new airdrop. If you check out my cheat sheet, it's the whale one here. I'll just quickly go to it and see it linked in the description. We've got the Elon Empire, which I think will have a bigger airdrop than the whale, than the Hamster Kombat. But you just never know, right? Because they're going to drop 90% of the tokens, I believe, or almost all of them. Hamster, I believe, was going to drop 60, but maybe they've changed it. These guys have flip-flopped so much. They even changed the conditions of what how they would measure out you getting your airdrop. And I never like it when the goalpost shifts like that. But I have the whale one there. It's a fairly new one. It seems to me there's not as many people doing this, and so it might be an opportunity. Sometimes these smaller ones, you end up getting more money. And I will be doing at some point a video specifically on that. If you're wanting to do that, there's a link there. Check it. It's just free money. Free money. I think I increased my odds. I'm involved in 3. I'll probably add more to here. And the more that you do, the more odds that you have of hitting a jackpot and really nailing one that's going to bring some significant money. All right, let's look at the Bitcoin pricing here just very quickly. We are above the BlackRock average buy there. And so that's always good, right? We're under the 200 EMA on the daily. And remember, when we're under the 200 EMA on the daily, it's generally been opportunities to accumulate. And certainly that's what I've been doing. We have a Lux Algo order block coming down here into the 56. There is some longs that will be liquidated between 54 and 56. Look at this trend line support has been an absolute boss. So I'd expect to find some support there. Look, you can wick below it, but certainly if we do come down a bit lower, I'm looking at this 56 to 55 region for those longs to be liquidated there. Certainly we could come down a bit lower. Where also do I see some area of interest down here? We have this big candle wick here, liquidity. I've been talking about the $51,500 level. Certainly that's a possibility as well. So if we did lose this area, then I would have more bids around this area here. But right now around the 54, 55 area. But generally, Bitcoin does not stay below here very long. Last time was actually the last August to October. And we're seeing a complete repeat here so far of August. And we could just see it sit around here until October time here, where we could see a breakout and we could see this channel just break to the upside here. You can certainly see how I've drawn these lines in ages ago, by the way. Look how it was support back here. I won't go all the way back just for the sake of time, but certainly now it was resistance here. So taking profit here, not too bad of an idea, but you can see how it came up. It's come all the way down, up again, all the way down, up to this resistance line here, down again, up, rejected again. So we definitely have the 50-day moving average at around, so the upside 62, around 62, the 50-day moving average there is going to have some resistance breakthrough above that. But in reality, we're looking at where we broke down from, which is at about 65,000. And that's identified where all the shorts will be liquidated as well. That's the key level for me. Then of course, that would mean that we get above the 50-day moving average, which is certainly a key level, a key metric, and has been, as you can see here. But certainly, I do believe we are going to head up to the 70,000 level. It's just when do we get there? Will the market get sent early? Traditionally, September's been a little bit bearish. It wasn't too bad last year, I have to be honest. I think it might have even closed in the green very slightly, but certainly that doesn't mean that it can dump down heavily during the month and then recover to close in the green or close just a little bit in the red. So we'll see what happens with September, but certainly keep an eye out on the market because generally these have been good areas to accumulate. And we'll finish with Kaspa here. So with Kaspa, certainly I picked up some more around this 15 cent level. I was able to sell. You can just see these long wicks, and these long wicks reject away from this area. That's fairly bullish. Are we going to get down to ever retest this? I've got bids down here and I'm waiting for it. I don't have a problem if it comes down there, but I don't have a problem if we just keep going up from here. But we're above the 200 EMA on the daily. So I've got some bids down there at around 0.14, but this is moving up, so I have to keep moving my bids up. Eventually we might get back up to here, and so as you can see, this is a good buying area for me. I think our whales are accumulating here. I think smart money is accumulating here, and I certainly think this is a good area of accumulation. Anywhere for me between this 14 to around 16 cents is a good opportunity buy zone for Kaspa, and I do have that identified in my cheat sheet here. You can see all my HODL trades here. I have Kaspa. If we go down a little bit here, Kaspa, we have Kaspa here. Certainly, if you've been accumulating in these levels, and certainly I have it here also on the swing trade when it came down to 12.5 cents. So if you've been following these trades, you should be in some good profit on Kaspa. And certainly we should see some good upside. My first take profit on my short-term swing trade is 21 cents there. And my first take profit on Kaspa over here is around 30 cents there, okay? So, we're going to wrap this up for today. Again, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. And until the next one, happy trading.